Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says he supports single fathers using surrogacy. It's a major policy announcement that may soon open the door for gay men who until now had to seek the procedure abroad, thousands of miles away. Surrogacy in general has been legal in Israel for just about 2 decades, usually for married heterosexual couples. It was originally passed because of a Meretz Labor Party law, but the idea of unmarried same-sex couples using a surrogate has been proposed as a legal amendment. Here's what Netanyahu had to say to his millions of followers on social media.
Member of Parliament Amir Ohana spoke to me more than once about the surrogacy bill. He raised a simple point. Single moms have a right to surrogacy, but single dads don't enjoy the same right. This is unfair and should be corrected. So today, I notified him in the Likud faction meeting that I supported his proposed amendment to the bill.
With me in studio, Dr. Cohen. Evan is the chairman of the Likud's LGBT caucus, political activist, I should note as well, a close family friend. Also, he's a Scrabble champion, an internationally ranked Scrabble champion. That's not relevant right now. But Evan, talk to me about this issue. Is it dividing Likud? Is there support within the Likud party for this rather new and growing issue of surrogacy in the country?
I haven't heard opposition within the Likud party. I'm sure there is opposition. The Likud is a democratic party. We have a wide spectrum of ideas and ideals within the party. I haven't heard opposition, a lot of support. Basically, the idea here with Ohana's amendment or proposed amendment for the law is liberty, in one word. We want equality through liberty for everyone. So if you have surrogacy, if you have a surrogacy law, it should apply to everyone equally. That's the idea. So adding the single mothers or single fathers is basically a backdoor sort of way to say anyone can do surrogacy in Israel.
Is there some pushback to the idea of nuclear families, that you should keep it within married heterosexual couples, that this opens, the law should be more limited rather than keeping it open to everyone who is not married, doesn't have legal protections because they're not married?
The people who are performing the surrogacy. Correct. Or the surrogate mothers?
Well, I guess the people who want to have the same rights as everyone else. They're not married. Is there concern about the impact, perhaps, of the amendment, what it could have throughout Israel?
Well, then maybe they should introduce civil marriage, and then there wouldn't be an issue there as well. That's another issue altogether. But as opposed to civil marriage, which is a declarative issue, because we have common law spouses in Israel, we have had for decades already, for everyone. Civil marriage is a declaration in Israel. It's not something that is an absolute necessity. On the other hand, surrogacy is a necessity because some people cannot form families any other way.
How difficult is it? People are traveling thousands of miles to get this procedure done, very costly, labor-intensive, correct?
It's extremely expensive. It can cost in the region of 500,000 shekels, more or less, about $150,000 to perform surrogacy abroad. Interestingly, though, currently more straight couples are performing surrogacy abroad than in Israel, even though they could do it in Israel, because of the restrictions under the current law.
So where do things move next? We heard Netanyahu's public announcement addressing his support, but the process, will it be caught up in bureaucratic red tape, or perhaps could the amendment move forward very quickly?
It could move forward very quickly. I'm not that optimistic. I think that either the bill will pass as is, which is bad. It's a discriminatory bill as it is, or it will be postponed until the next session of the Knesset in October, and by then we will be able to work out something.
How remarkable, I guess, is the swiftness that this is happening? Surrogacy in general, relatively new, happened within my lifetime. It's only a few decades old, and now the fact that it's being proposed to be expanded so quickly, what does that mean, I guess?
First of all, it's very unusual, I have to state. Besides the United States and Canada, there are no countries in the world which have the same sort of system. So, and it has been moving very quickly. 22 years ago, 1996, Labour Meretz passed a bill which was only for straight couples, and over the last couple of decades, there's been a movement towards expanding it for anyone who's interested in surrogacy.